Hey guys, and welcome back to the Chaotic Kitz channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author, while also traversing the world's multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today we are going to be kind of doing like a get-to-know-me / writing desk tour. So yeah, I don't know. Let's get into it. Hey guys, so this is going to be a very chaotic video, but I figured I would just kind of show you guys my desk, because I feel like I've shown you guys my writing room, which granted, it has changed a little bit, but I've never done a video where I talk about my writing desk, because this desk I actually got with this house when I first bought it, which was back in I honestly can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021. It was somewhere along that line, and yeah, I've had this desk since then. Originally, I had a desk that was one from, I think, Walmart. So it was made out of that particle board stuff, and it wasn't that good. And, I think I did carry it out. I had to move it one day, and it went outside. And, of course, I moved stuff out in the rain because I just don't care about things. But I ended up, I think I had a drink on it, actually. And the drink spilled, and then it just became a whole mess. And I was just like, it's just done for. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. So I was going to need to buy a new desk. But luckily, this one came with the house. This part is actually supposed to be on top of this part. But I decided to use it as an L-shaped desk because I just need more room. And honestly, with it, stacked too high, it just gave me, claustrophobic vibes. And I was just like, I'm not going to have that, okay? But yeah, so we're going to start on the floor, because there's some stuff down here that I use and stuff. But so this is the primary side that I use for things. I have washi tape, sticky notes, clips, lots of clips, and that's the writing accessories and stuff that I have. I would love to get more sticky notes and stuff, but I need to be saving money and stuff. But if I could, I would get so many more sticky notes, so many different types of washi tape. I like these ones. I'm pretty sure I all got from either Walmart or Dollar General. I just come from a super small town where there is no big office supply store, okay? So Walmart, Dollar General, and that's it. Those are the only things that you can really get, go to get places for writing stuff. Otherwise, you have to buy it on Amazon. And I do like buying stuff off of Amazon because that's where I actually got these 1x2s. But I feel like they're kind of cheap, and I like to see things physically. But yeah, that's what's in this drawer, and it's supposed to be down here, but since the sticky notes are in it, it doesn't fit in there. And then in this little cubby hole, hold on, I need to show you guys this. Where's the last one of it? These are my Christmas gift that I got from my grandma. They're just little snowmen, scrapers and stuff. I'm not going to use these, so I'm just leaving them up here in this little cubby hole. But I just have old journals and stuff, or new journals that I want to use in the future. But they're more this is more of a spiritual cubby hole. If I can, this is where all my spiritual stuff, whenever it gets to be used up, I put it in here. Just because I don't know what else to do with it. This drawer has just a bunch of miscellaneous things. I don't really honestly know. I kind of keep it shut because I don't want to get into it. Then these two containers. This one has my Sharpies, Paper Made, and just pens. Sharpies, pens, and more Sharpies. And then this one down here has my stickers. I don't really like using stickers in my notebooks that I use for writing and stuff. But these I use in my journal, which maybe one day I should take you guys through my journal not journaling essentials, but like what I use in each one of my notebooks, because I am somebody who has multiple pen names, and each pen name and every project, like each notebook I have works with different pens, if that makes sense. Like I just have different pens for every notebook. It just makes the most sense for me. Then also in here, I just have a little more stash of miscellaneous goodies, because that's what I do best. I have a copy of book 7, which I'm working on editing for. I'm on chapter 14. This book, I would love for this book to be out already, but finances are tight. So I am going to probably wait until 2027, 2028 timeframe. The reason I wait until 2028, the reason I have to wait that long is because I need to get finances built up. And hopefully by then, like, I'll just be honest, my brother is giving me an X amount of dollars each month to pay for this house. I do get money from disability, but since I'm only 26 years old and I got on disability when I was, I started the process when I was 2023, and I was only 23. Like, I didn't have enough money in Social Security to even warrant like a good save. Like I just don't get paid that much, which makes sense. It just sucks. And I did try working a job. I actually had 2 jobs for a little bit. The one job, I had a moment, like, the reason I quit was because I not physically, but like, I mentally couldn't handle one of the managers because she stressed me out so much, just because of who she is. Like, she's a lovely lady, but she has one of those faces and tones that you can't tell if she's joking or not. And it just, I couldn't deal with it. I did work there in high school too. I couldn't handle it anymore. Especially one day after, I think it was at a grocery store, and some vendor came in and she was joking with them, but to me, it didn't sound like joking. And I'm like, I can't do that kind of thing. Then the other one was at a nursing home, which I was doing laundry at. That one I lost my job because, they were eventually going to terminate me, because I wasn't able to work, which I told them going in I wasn't going to be able to work, but they didn't. I worked there for a year and a half, and then they were like, change of management, and they were like, this is going to be your first written warning, and, every time you miss it, we're going to have to keep giving you warnings and stuff until it's eventually termination. And I'm like, I can't do anything. Like, I can't stop what I'm doing. Like, stop having the spells. Like, it's just not going to work. Like, I can't even make it in through mass for an entire hour. How am I supposed to, I don't know, always, like, if I had different circumstances, like, if I didn't have my conversion disorder, I would totally understand. But I'm on disability, and they knew this, and that's what really pisses me off about it. Anyways, so did have 2 jobs. I no longer have them. So my brother is being so gracious, giving me X amount of money per month to make it for bills and stuff. But any money that I do have left over, he didn't say I have to put it in savings, but he was like, we need to try to save up your savings, save you for the future and stuff. And I'm like, of course, that makes sense. Like, I'm not, like, I know as an author, your trajectory is more long-term than short-term, Like, you're supposed to keep producing books to then make more money in the future, but it's hard whenever you just don't have the income to publish books, But I'm trying to save up money to eventually be able to publish the rest of Bugstopia, or at least season 2 of Bugstopia, which is this, like, yellow-colored books. But until then, I am working on JJ's Story, which is going to be my young adult Christian fiction book. And I'm also working on picture books for a Christian publishing house. and hopefully I'll be able to publish them and get some money off of them. That's the end goal, hopefully, with them. So then I'll be able to save even more money. This was a rant. Let's get up to the top of the desk and I'll show you guys some more stuff. Okay, guys, so we moved up to the top of the desk. I had to put my chair all the way down to be in frame. But so this is this right side of the desk. I sometimes forget my left and my right. Even though, like, naturally I always grab stuff with my right hand, but, like, come on, it's hard. Life is hard, you know? But so up here I have this little container that I actually made in high school. I made in Art 1. It is a little elephant. I don't know, you guys can tell. It's got a little nose and two handles. This I was supposed to make, like, we were just supposed to make a cup, and I made it really, really wide. And so I put a handle on it, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be a big cup for a handle. So my friend actually was like, you should put 2 handles on it. And I was like, it looks like an elephant. And so she drew the elephant face. You guys can't really tell, but there is a little outline on it. So this is my little elephant. I love him dearly. I truly love him. I just keep highlighters in there. I then have a 2026 through 2027 planner. Well, monthly calendar, actually. I just pretty much cross off days, put important things that I need to remember, like therapy appointments. And then every day that I cross it off, I'm trying to put how many hours I worked on a project, or how many hours I worked that month, that day, and how many words I wrote. I will say this: the first 5 or 6 days of this month, I was balling in word count. Like, I had 16,000 words written already. And I'm just like, heck yes, I was doing good. And then from, like, the 7th through today, the 11th, I was just not having anything. Today, the 11th, I am writing. I already have written, like, over 1,400 words. But yeah. Last week was pretty rough time. Then I have some eyeglass cleaner and cloth. I don't know what it's really called. But obviously I wear glasses, and something to know about me is, like, my eyes water a lot. Apparently it's because of dry eyes. But I'm just like, my eyes water all the time, and sometimes my nephew will look over at me and he'll be like, why are you crying? Actually, it's more my niece now, who's like 4. She's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I'm not crying. It's just Aunt Michelle's eyes water so much that it looks like it's crying. Yeah, it's always so much fun with kids because they're brutally honest. Next I have this little, it just holds pens and has, sticky notes in it. I also have page flags in it whenever I decide to read books and actually mark them up and stuff. This stack right here is more like financial stuff. Like, I keep track of how much money I spend each month on XYZ. I then keep track on, like, I do have, like, a digital app to do banking, but I like to keep a physical track of it, just so I'm like, okay, this is how much money I have left. How am I going to spend it? You know, and we got to do the bills and stuff. I don't know if you guys can see this, but right here I have a Bible, and I have a notebook on top of it, where I'm doing the Bible in the Air podcast. I think I've talked about this before, but with the Bible in the Air podcast, each day, Father Mike Smiths, he does a kind of, like, I don't remember what I was going to say. He does, like, a reflection thing on it, and I take notes, you know, and I'm like, okay, this is what I take away from it and stuff. And then even after I do this, like, I do this at night after I eat supper, but I then I'll still be on my computer, and then I'll try to do a journaling session of, like, how that reading inspired the day, or, well, not inspired the day, but how I reflected on the day with that those chapters of the Bible interpreted, because, like, the Bible does tell us a lot. And I get if you're not Catholic or Christian, I completely understand and stuff. But God works in mysterious ways. And he'll show you things that you didn't know once you start reading the Bible. I think that's how I want to word it. But then over here on the very far side, closest to the wall, I have some more spiritual stuff. I have a rosary. I have 2 notebooks and a book that a friend of mine got me for Christmas. Here, let me show you that book. This is the book she gave me. The Lives We Actually Have. She bought this for Christmas for me. She bought it for a lot of her friends. But these are just little prayers that you say in, like, for different kind of days. I don't particularly... I used to read it... Sorry, I'm turning away from the camera. I used to read it a lot more. But I was just having troubles because, like, none of the days really applied to me because, like, at the beginning of the year, I was having really, really good days. And then for my really bad days, I was like, my head, I didn't feel right. And I was like, there's no way I won't be able to pray and make sense of these words because I can't make sense of the words that are going on in my head kind of thing. Yeah. So that's what's on the right side of my desk. Let's get to the main part of it. Okay, so this is probably the most important part of the desk is where my computer is. I actually don't have a laptop. I only have this desktop computer, which I feel like is starting to die a little bit. I don't know if desktops can die, but it's just having troubles clicking and it's just having troubles. But yeah, so this is my desktop. I've had it since probably the time I got this house, so 2020, 2021 kind of time frame. I don't know. If you guys know more about computers, tell me if it should still work and stuff. But yeah, this is my desktop. I have a webcam, which that's where I usually record videos for this channel. I usually record stuff on my phone for the author Shelly page. Just because I just like to have the different, like, kind of setups. Like, I talk to my phone when I do author Shelly because I want it to be more personal almost. And then this is the desktop's more for, like, I'm getting down to business writing kind of thing. And also, like, I don't know, like, it sounds weird to say, but, like, whenever we're sitting at our desk, we are more, like, more focused on our mental health. It sounds, honestly, I was gonna say it sounds like we don't take care of ourselves. And that's pretty honestly truthful. Like, we do take care of ourselves, but we could do better kind of thing. So yeah, we need to work on it. But so here on the desktop, we have a picture of the Blessed Virgin Mary. That has, on the back, it has the 7 Sorrows Mystery. 7 Sorrows of Mary. We do need to pray this. We just haven't been doing it. Then we have a cardigan of Jesus. I was going to say Father Mary. I don't know. Has a picture of Jesus with a lamb in his hand. And then there's also one of Mary and 2 saints. I'm pretty sure it's Saint Josephine and Saint Maria Greti. I'm not going to try with Saint Josephine's last name. I'm not very good at names. I have done a saint, so Maria Greti I've done a picture book on, and I'm wanting to do one of Josephine. But I don't take breaks from writing. It's just I don't do the picture books all the time, and like I said, last week was just a rough week, so I didn't do any. Over here, you guys can't see it, but there's a lamp over here, and on it there is my mom's prayer card. When she this is thing that I have since she passed away. Whenever my dad passes away, he will also get to be up on this lamp. I then have I have several of these little hedgehogs that are made out of perler beads. I made these when I was in the mental health hospital in like August time frame. And the reason I made hedgehogs is because my mom is represented by hedgehogs anymore. So when she was in the hospital, she had acute pancreatitis. No, is it acute I can't say the words, but she had acute pancreatitis, I think. And she died pretty quickly. And my nephew was the only one that was really born around that time and was like, knows what was going on. Well, kind of knew what he's going on. I think he was like, maybe like somewhere in the 6, 7, 8 range. But he got Mom a little hedgehog from the gift shop, like the day before she died. She wasn't fully there when she got it, which should have been the sign to me, like, I think it was a sign to everyone that, like, okay, she's going downhill kind of thing. But yeah, this was represented by her, and her favorite colors were blue and purple. So all the little hedgehogs are different shades of blue and purple. And I just liked mixing them all together because that's like, they're spikes. They can be all different sorts of colors. And then I also have like 5 or 6 of these little like crystal trees around. I don't know. I bought them for the job's like Christmas party. And then I was like, well, I want them. No one else wants them, so I'm going to take them back. So I got a Christmas present for myself, put it in the gift exchange, only to get it back because I wanted it. Yeah, I felt like everything else was like blankets and stuff, so I was like, I don't need any more blankets. Anyways, then on this side, this is just pure chaos over here. I cannot express enough how much of a mess it is. Here, let me move you over. So I have, I don't even know what's all going on here. I've got a box of tissues. I've got my books. I've got note cards. I've got this calendar that I got for Christmas. It is like one that it's like a trivia calendar that's like, it's pictures of you had one job kind of pictures. I've been using it. It gives me some nice trivia every once in a while. I also then have my little carry-on of pens, miscellaneous things, and also some prayer cards that I made myself for the rosary. You guys cannot tell, I'm getting really into my faith. Then I usually have whichever projects I'm working on notebooks. So this one right now is JJ Stories project notebook. It's just got word counts and stuff in it. Then I have these, I don't even know why or just sticky notes. I don't know why I still have this up here. It's got little ideas, like, this was, like, my author curriculum that I was going to do. Might still do it. I don't know. It depends on how, like, the next quarter goes, because so far this quarter's been pretty good, but, like, if I were to have a really rough time, really do it, I don't know. But then the next several pages are, like, me working on figuring out how to put up just things to expand / remodel this room, because honestly, out of every room in this house, this is the room that's going to take the most effort to get how I want it. Because this room, at the end of the day, is where I spend 95% of my time, and since I'm trying to make my author life a business, like, I want it to represent that. Right now, it works fine. It's just, I want it to be better, almost. But yeah, so I was like, I don't know if you guys saw back when I was facing this way, but I actually have a little cove in this room, that I want to put a built-in shelf, like built bookcases and shelves and stuff. So this is my idea for it. And on that, like, my ideal goal with this room is once I get done and leave this house, if I leave this house, well, eventually I'll leave this house when I die, but after I die, whenever I leave this house, like, I want it so this room can never be made into a bedroom again. I want this to strictly be an office. But I'm still like, if they do turn it into a room, maybe instead of using a closet, they can have, like, this closet that has no real, it's pretty sketchy in there. But maybe have, like, I have an idea for having, like, a rod to hang up stuff on. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen this shirt. I'm planning on making shirts for each one of my books, as they come out with the artwork and stuff. So I'll have a place where I could hang up all those shirts at, which would be pretty cool. Other than that, I have my notebook, which I keep all word counts and stuff. Keep track of how many words and stuff I write, how many days a week, and my goals and stuff like that. So far I have not finished any of my goals, but I guess it's only 11th. It's only 11th, so I still have plenty of time to go. But yeah, so far I've written over, like, I think at this point 19,000 words in the last 11 days, which is pretty good. I'm just saying this year I'm really hyper fixated on word counts and stuff, and just keeping track of my life, just being like, this is how it's going and stuff. And yeah, no, that's kind of how my desk looks. It's pretty chaotic. Hold on, I need to regroup, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If there's anything you would like to see, outside, like, inside this room, but, like, would like to see a more in-depth look at things, maybe you want me to take an in-depth look at my Google, like, my, online documents, like, how I set up my Word docs, how I set up my Google Docs and stuff, like how I set those up. I can kind of try to do that. It'll be, I don't know how I'll do it, but we can figure something out. If you guys want me to take a look at, like, my writing notebooks, like my physical notebooks for each of my authors, and how, like, I use said ink pens for that one book, I can show you that, because like I said, I have 3 pen names, or I think I've told you guys. Maybe not in this video. But I have 3 different pen names that I write under: Grace, Shelly, and Maris. They each have a tote back there, and what's in that tote is what they specifically use, so I would love to go in depth on how that is. Maybe I can take you through a walkthrough of my 2026 notebook, and show you how I have everything kind of set for word counts and stuff. Maybe how I have a reflection, how it's evolved over the years. I don't know exactly. Yeah. And if you want to see, like, possible things that I would like to, not expand, but how things I want to remodel this room, or how I'm going to work to getting this room to the point where it would no longer be able to use as a bedroom kind of thing. So, anything you want to talk about, go ahead and leave it down in the comments down below. I will try to make a video about it. Also, I would love to do, like, a would you rather kind of video, or kind of like a get to know me video, because I did notice that there's been a couple extra subscribers on this channel, and I would just love to do a get to know me and actually have, like, true conversations. Well, I don't want to say true conversations, but, like, actually just have a conversation with some people as if they're friends. I would love in the future, once I get this house fully remodeled, I would love to be able to do live streams. So that's probably like a 3 to 4 year video down the line, doing live streams. But yeah, I would love to do live streams with you guys. I could probably do it during the winter. But I would feel bad, because then during the summer I'd take a pretty big hiatus because we're working on the house. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys would be interested in seeing, and just say hi. I don't know. That's all I gotta really say for today. And remember to keep making fantasies come true, one story at a time. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye!